Qweshunga family, welcome back to Qweshunga. I have missed you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for following and doing all those cool things that you do in your spaces to play, to love yourselves, and to live. For those of you who are joining us for the very first time, Qweshunga is our space to inspire, to play, and to find life. And so today we are excited to be back to your screens, to your living rooms, to your phones, to everywhere you're watching us from, to inspire you about relationships and dating in our 30s. Yes, we are going to be talking about dating in our 30s and how it can be navigated, what mistakes, what lessons, what good things, the whole shebang. And we are excited that you're joining us today. I have a very special guest for you today who I do not like very much. They are my very dear friend, but I do not like them very much because they dwarf me. They make me look really short. So there's no way ever I could be caught standing next to her. My friend is Muriel Atai, and Muriel, very welcome to Qweshunga.
Thank you
You're
so
very,
much.
very welcome.
Thank you, Penny.
So, first of all, why are you tall like this anyway? That is not part of our questions for the day. Muriel, thank you for choosing to Qweshunga with us. I am excited that we are having this intimate conversation together, and I know that secrets are going to spill. So some people out there,
I don't know if the world is ready.
some people out there might be holding their guard saying, oops, she's the one. She's going to say our things. Who is Atai? What does she do? Why is she pretty like this? Why is she single if she's single? Who is a lucky man if there's any? Let's start there.
Thank you so much once again for having me. So my name is Muriel Atai. I work for DHL. And I'm a certified diplomat. I can't
Okay. We shall never hear the last of that.
No. It was a hard life. I'm a certified
Adult
diplomat.
education is hard. So
Yeah.
please, congratulations,
True,
sis.
true.
Bank your win. Bank your win.
Thank you so much. And I am gloriously single. There is
Underline glorious.
yeah. And it's been a journey that I have enjoyed. Like Penny said, we've seen so many, and I think for me it's always been a thing of you feel like you should be in a relationship like all the time. And so when I finally took the step and said no, I'm going to be intentional, here I am about maybe 8 months later, very gloriously
Single. I need to first define this glorious singleness. What is what in the world is glorious singleness, and why is it glorious?
It's glorious because I'm enjoying myself. Like I'm not putting myself under pressure. I'm not allowing the world to affect who I am. I'm living a happy life. I'm excited about each day, every day that I step out of my house. There is nothing hovering over my head and saying,
You need a
Muriel,
man.
yes, you need a
Or
man.
a woman.
Yes. Like I walk out every day knowing that I am happy, one, as a person, and that's all I need right now. And if whoever it is that comes, then I will have lived and know that now I'm ready to receive them.
You said something about the pressure to always be in a relationship. I want us to go back there because I feel like so many people jump from one relationship to another. There's no time to heal. There's no time to think through things. There's no time to, get to know yourself. You're constantly in a dire need for people to feel your life. And being alone terrifies you. Being alone literally just puts you in a space where you're feeling like, oh my god, I'm going to die. I need someone. I need to talk to someone. I need to be with someone. I need hugs, cuddles, what? How did you move past that place of constantly wanting to be with people in your life to now where you are in this glorious singleness and appreciating yourself, loving yourself, knowing that it is a journey, and it is part of growing up that I need to be with myself so that I can create space for everybody else that is to come.
So, growing up, of course, we all went through school, and somehow you realize that all your close friends are getting married.
Yes.
I remember there's a time when I was attending weddings and kwanjulas like every weekend, and then my mom said, but these functions you're going for,
Yes.
and then I come back home and I feel like, must I find someone?
Yeah.
And so because of all those pressures, your friends are getting married.
Yeah.
Everyone is talking about, oh, my boyfriend did this, my boyfriend did this, oh, they proposed, and then you kind of feel like I should also have something.
You get a chimango sometimes.
Something going. So then you end up feeling like, oh, when your boyfriend breaks up with you or the person you're dating, you look for the next best option. And then you sit down and say, oh, because I can't deny that, yes, even while I'm living a very single life, men hit on me. They still do hit on me.
Men hit on her. You've heard. Yes.
Every single day of my life. And there's that saying that
but who wouldn't? Look at yourself, sis. Who wouldn't hit on you?
It's not easy. It's not. But there's that thing that people say that if you walk on the streets and no one sees at you, then you've lost it. Please, they still do. They still do.
So you still got it. You still got it.
Yeah. But I always felt like, oh, so and so has a boyfriend. Why can't I have a boyfriend like that person? Yeah. So if you then begin to focus on what I was focusing so much on what other people or what their lives were. Yes. And so if a man did those things for me, then I felt like, yeah, I could take him in.
Yeah.
If a man said, let me take you out to coffee, let me take you out to dinner, then my head is already working at what will the wedding look like? I'm already thinking about a gown.
Built a picket fence. You see how the babies will look like.
Will they be cute? I hope they don't take his lips. So there was a constant need, like you said, to feel a certain space, to feel a certain void of, if no one is calling me, then I feel like, oh my God, why aren't men calling me? But now it's not a problem. Like if you don't call me, it's okay. I'm still going to go to bed and have a good night's sleep. If you call me, well and good, we will speak and So I think it's just us, one. Like yes, society has all these pressures. Society has all these expectations of us. But what do I, as a person, want? Yeah. What do I take in? What do I want? So if you choose, if you choose that you're going to let all these things affect you, and then you see people all lovey-dovey, this guy is moving around, he's holding his girlfriend's hand, he probably pecks her, and you're feeling like, oh my God, my boyfriend does not do that. You will be in trouble.
The pressure. And I know that you do quite a number of things, and maybe that helps. I just want to ask something related to keeping yourself busy. Does that help to not even feel these things? Because you do rugby, you do DHL, you cook. My goodness, she cooks really well. You cook, you have a social life with your friends. I mean, I stalk your status, and sometimes I'm like, this chick, you travel, you do all these cool things. So you have mastered the art of Qweshungaing with yourself. Does that in a way help to get your mind off of the pressure that is building both internally but also from your peers and from society?
To a very little, I think to the extent that you allow it to influence your choices, because at the end of all these things that I do, when I go to bed, it's Muriel alone. Yes. With your feelings. Yes. So I might come out and probably act like, by the way, I got this. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when I lock myself up in my house, and I know that insomnia is such a thing, and I'm one of those people, and very many of my friends really struggle with sleep. So imagine, it's 1 a.m., you have no sleep, there is nothing interesting on TV. The world is asleep.
You've rewatched all the series.
Then you start going over your day, your life. You think about oh, the other guy. So then you begin to contemplate, oh, this guy asked me for my number. Maybe he's going to call. Then you start worrying about why he hasn't called you. So like,
But you're anticipating it. They haven't even mentioned anything.
exactly. So if you then begin to let all those thoughts, because we don't control our minds. There are things that if it is something that you've blessed in yourself and say, oh my God, I must get married this year, then every guy who is going to say, hi Muriel,
you're seeing marriage.
you see marriage,
Yeah,
you start
projecting
imagining,
it.
will he take care of me? Will he? So then you begin to put him in a shelf, or put whoever it is in a shelf. And I think that still, again, that's you putting yourself under pressure. So we just have to accept certain things, like accepting that if you're going to live a single life, then you're going to be happily single. That you're going to appreciate yourself for who you are first. Because if we don't appreciate ourselves first, I don't know how you begin then creating space for someone else.
Yeah. So speaking of appreciating yourself first, what lessons are you learning as a single person about yourself? Like what things have stood out? Because sometimes you're in this thing, and because it feels good, it sounds good, someone's taking care of you, you don't get to see yourself, you don't get to know what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy, because there's always a ticket paid, you're going for a trip, there's lunch paid, you're having a meal, your stomach is happy, so you think those things make you happy. But being alone, that season of singlehood or singleness gives you an opportunity to sit with yourself and see yourself for who you truly are. So what are you learning about Muriel that you haven't seen in the past times, and you're beginning to appreciate of this is who I am, I love it, and if anybody comes along, they should appreciate ABCD about me?
So, like I said, I've been single for like 8 months, and in this journey of self-discovery, I started a YouTube channel.
Ugandan YouTubers.
I feel like a celeb. You know, when you're there, please tell people she's a celeb.
Please follow the celeb, subscribe, like,
share. So I started a channel, and it's helped me to be vulnerable. And I've come to realize that there's so many things that I held dear, or that I put at a certain point in my life. And then, so last year I went through a period of depression. I think it was the whole relationship. So my last relationship ended like in March last year, and I think it didn't really hit me until like August. So
that's
August,
a long time.
Yes. So I was so sad. I was so
sorry.
It was just a hard time. But then I remember that after like 2 weeks of locking myself up in my house and not seeing anyone, and I reached out to very many of the men I had dated and found out like, what was I doing wrong? What could we have done better?
Wait, that's like a thing?
Yeah.
Seriously, that's a thing of
Yes.
I cannot catch myself texting my ex to say what worked, what didn't work. Girl, first.
I
big
didn't
ups.
think it was possible.
Congratulations for having courage.
I did not think.
So first, I want to dwell there because I am shook. I am shook. Like, this happens in real life.
Yes, it
So you picked your phone and said, I've dated Penny, I've dated so and so and so and so, and like, hi.
Hi, how are you? Are you up for coffee? So most of my exes are my friends. Luckily. I don't know of anyone who we've like had like a bad
So
breakup.
people have said you cannot be friends with your ex, but we will go back there. Let's.
So I know that there's this guy. We went to dinner, and while at dinner, we talked about our relationship, and we realized that we were not communicating. So I had, like I said, there's school. I'm dealing with school. I'm probably dealing with work.
Yeah.
There's rugby.
There's
I have to,
family.
yes, there's family. Then I was even staying home. So imagine a guy wants to see you, and then I have to think about what am I going to tell
their
daddy?
parents?
What excuse do I give him? And then you find that they don't even understand these things. But
And
I
he
was
has not officially come home to say, I'm
Yes.
dating this girl, so you're literally in hiding.
yes, and then your mom is saying, but you always want to go out. Who are these people you're going out
Yeah.
with? But you don't want to tell her until you're certain that it's whatever. So we sat down, and this person had expectations of me
Yeah.
that
That
I
they had not expressed
Yes.
to you.
And so, for me, I was living in my bubble of, by the way, this is my life. You
Yeah.
either fit
Fit
in.
in or bye-bye, please.
Exactly. And for them, they also felt like, if she only did this one thing,
We would be
we
cow.
would be kawa. But he didn't tell me. And so I didn't know. And so me, I kept on living my
Doing
life.
your things the way you
Until
want
he
to
realized
do
probably
them.
this chick is actually not on this business. And maybe, and now for me, I was telling him, you are going too fast.
Yeah.
For him, he felt like I was just not
You're being
responsive.
big-headed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then now I know that if I'm going to relate with someone, I'm going to
We
be
need to lay
open.
all the cards on the
Yes,
table.
I
Yeah.
am not going to miss
Yeah.
my words.
Yeah.
And it's been like I said, people hit on me every day. And you're going to come into my life now, and I'm going to ask you, what do you want?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
you like me, then what? What are we doing?
What value are you adding to me right now?
And if I feel that what you want and what I want are not going to align, I am so happy to let you go
Yeah.
and go find
because
someone.
there's someone else out there who
Exactly.
will benefit from what you're offering, but that person isn't me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think another guy told me, oh my God, I can't say this.
Now you have to say it because we are all curious.
I don't know why I thought of this particular. Oh my God.
Now you have to tell us. This guy
Okay.
said what?
So so this particular guy kept saying that this guy told me that he wanted me to get pregnant. And for me, every day I woke up, I said in everything that we do, I am not having a child
Yeah.
until I'm at a certain age. And I'm coming from a background where my elder sister got pregnant and my dad bounced her from home. So it's been
The trauma.
yes,
Yes.
it's embedded in me that until a man puts a ring on my finger, please,
We are not carrying no babies.
Exactly. So he told me, I just want, for him, that's all he wanted.
Yeah.
That he wanted me to get pregnant. But for me, when I was living my life, I kept saying, no
No
chance.
way.
So I told him, why didn't you talk to me about it?
Yeah.
Maybe then I
we
would have yes.
had a way to
So
to
you
deal with it
can't live
together.
your life and you're not communicating or telling this person what you want, what you like,
Yeah,
what you like to do. I feel like we live so much. I had a guy who guys, relationships are hard. I had a guy
Can't we know that?
Yeah.
That's why we are having this conversation.
who didn't understand my rugby, why I like
Your
rugby.
love for rugby, yes.
Exactly.
But anyone who has known you, Muriel, knows that you
We see those
live
rugby
for
men.
rugby.
We see those men. They're always hugging you. Yo, if you're not ready, please, please, I beg, stay that side. So I think we don't communicate,
Yeah.
and we live in so many assumptions.
Yeah.
Because a guy has taken you out to coffee, he likes you.
Yeah.
Because he has now asked for dinner, you're going to get
We are
married.
getting married.
Exactly.
He's going
And
to propose. Nice.
now we
nice.
don't. Now I don't do that. Like now, you come. Yes, we'll go out to coffee. After like 1, 2, 4 dates, I'm going to sit you down and say,
Where is this going?
Where are we going? What are we
And I
doing?
like that you talk about communication, because communication is really key, even for ourselves. How do we communicate to ourselves? I've been learning to communicate to my body. So one of my friends says, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself how you feel. Do you want to go for this meeting? Do you not want to? If you don't want to, what's the reason why you don't want to? The same conversation I would have with you, I have with myself, so that when I'm out there, I'm giving off positive vibes.
yeah, true.
And vibes from the heart, not just a thing I'm being dragged along to do. So talking to your partner, talking to your potentials, and letting them know what you feel. I've also learned over time that one of the things I learned so many years ago from my mother is teach people how to love you.
Yeah.
And you teach people how to love you by showing them how you want to be loved.
Sure.
Because, Muriel, I may have met you for 3 dates, but I don't know that you love chocolate. So I will never give you chocolate because I don't know. But
you don't know
when
that.
you say I love flowers, I love chocolate, I love... And there's a downside to that, because there are some of you girls out there who on the first date you go out and tell the men, I do this, I love this, I want this, this is how I do. And then the men write all those things down and they start living off a script. No innovation, no creativity, no
It even
spontaneity.
gets boring.
Like, I know Muriel loves flowers, now send flowers. I know she loves lunch, buy lunch, you know. So I think in communicating we give something, but we also take something, and every day we constantly learn that what worked yesterday is not going to work today, and so we need to... We've talked about the lessons you are learning about being single. What would you tell a 20-year-old Muriel getting into the dating space? What mistakes did you make that you wouldn't make again, or you wouldn't want someone out there who's just seen someone they like, they've been asked out, and they want to venture into this relationship thing? What would you tell them to avoid? What mistakes would you think you made and someone else shouldn't make them out there? And what are you avoiding even as you get into your next relationship? The lessons are many. You're even saying,
I'm really thinking.
we might need another episode just
True.
for lessons.
What would I tell my young self?
Yeah.
One, there's so many, but one, do not be afraid.
Yeah.
I feel like my first relationship really broke me. It really did. It really did that for a very long time. I couldn't keep a guy for 3 months. Like, I'd get so bored so easily because every time, if your previous boyfriend was cheating on you, it doesn't mean that the next one will do the same.
Yeah.
But then we leave.
But we project that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was always afraid. The moment I even sniffed or even thought that maybe this guy,
Of who is texting you, we are done.
I would not even give you the opportunity to explain yourself. I would run for dear life. Like, you know what? I'll find someone else.
I'm not getting into this cycle. Yeah.
So we're always afraid. We've come from pasts that have been broken, and these almost determine what the future or what decisions we're going to make. But you need to choose your life. What life do you want to live as a person? Choose things that at the end of it all you're not going to regret. If you feel that if you did something, because there are pressures. There's a time when consent was such a big thing, and I know that very many of us don't understand or have very varied perceptions about what consent is.
Yeah, and consent still is a very big thing.
Yeah.
It's key. Please seek consent.
So if it is something you're not willing to do, don't do it. Do not have, I don't want to say standards, but have values. What is it that you value?
Does it fit in with what I'm trying to do with
if
you
it
now?
does not,
Don't
let
settle.
it go.
Don't settle.
If it does not give you peace, I have learned that if something doesn't give me peace, I'm not going to start it. I'm not going to keep going, because
That's
we
very
we hold on for so much, as in an on and off relationship for 6 years. This guy did
On and off.
yes,
Oh my
of
goodness.
we break up, but when he comes back, I don't
like
even
magic.
think
Yeah.
about what he did or the reason
Yeah.
for why I called it off in the first place. I would come running, and then I don't even know when my eyes opened, and then I was gone. And when I was gone, this person
was
kept
for good.
Yes, it was for good.
Yeah.
So, but you see, it's because I allowed and
But you had a
compromised.
wasted 6 years.
Yes,
of,
which
you
I
know,
could
just-
have probably gotten out of at like the signs were there. We all act like we don't see them, and I know they say it's very hard to advise someone in love, but in the initial stages, they always say that what we learn in kindergarten, or most of us, our accents are determined by the schools,
The
we,
schools
went
we went
to in
yes,
kindergarten.
yes.
So take yourself as someone who is in kindergarten. What do you enjoy? What do you love? What can you tolerate? What can't you? tolerate, and then allow that to blend into the relationships that you go into. What am I taking on? Really, mine is just peace.
Yeah.
So I'm at a point in my life where I'm doing things that give me peace of mind, that are not putting me under pressure. So yes, I travel a lot, but now I'm more intentional about what trips I take. Like I know there was a time when every weekend, where are we going? Maction. Where are we going? Where? And I would just go. But now I'm more intentional. Like I'm going to sit down and say, no, I think
I can't
I can't do this. I'll go for this. Because yes, those things, we do all those things, but they also drain us. So choose you, make sure it's a happy you, and then if and only you are happy, only then can you then bring in someone or accommodate someone else. Yeah.
Nice. I really love that. And I like that you talk about peace. Peace is very, very important, and choosing yourself, because most times we settle in spaces that are literally tugging at our hair and pulling out the worst in us. And we choose to stay either because we don't think we're good enough, or because we don't choose enough, we don't choose ourselves enough, or because we think there's nobody out there that will like us how we are. But if this person could come, someone else will come. And that's just how life is. Unfortunately, we are going to have to cut this conversation short.
Banaga had more tips.
We are going to have to close this conversation, but we are going to continue talking to different people about relationships and navigating them and dating. Please remember to communicate both to yourself and to your partner. Find what works for you and do exactly that. If it makes you happy, if it gives you peace, if it makes you thrive, it's not enough to be peaceful and happy. You've got to be thriving. It's got to add value to you and not take away from you. So don't settle in a space where you do not feel comfortable. Don't settle in a space where you do not feel loved, cared for, heard, seen, appreciated, and adored. You should be adored, because that's why you were made to be on this planet, to be loved, to be seen, to be heard, and to excel at everything that you do in life. Thank you so much for joining us for Qweshunga this week. We see you next week as we still talk about dating and navigating relationships in our 30s. Bye-bye.